長年ギャングをやってきた経験から言わせてもらうと、使い慣れない武器を手元に置いとくのって丸腰でいるよりはるかに危険なの。
律令チョック15。行
け、戦法開け、権限。
くだらない。ついてきて。いけるわね。ティータイムの余興よ。さあ
チョック15。炭になるが。
さあいけるわね。さあどう？一休みしたいわ。
チョック15。律令有限なる来店。チョック15。チョック
ついてきて。くだらない。やりなさい。演算開始。
律令チョック律令来光意図美しきかな15。律令これが海山。
ついてきて。くだらない。一休みしたいわ。ふん。
月よ輝け。
ローズクラッカー。スピナディロース、気をつけなさい。
Yeah, they're like, it's still kind of faster than my super vaccine.
星と深淵。無事今日の依頼を星と深淵を目指せ。ようこそ冒険者
Okay, there we go. Let's get back on into the game.
Okashi, この剣、一人でに震えてるみたい。七天神像に近づくほど振動が強くなってる。もしかしてこの剣、七天神像と何か関係があるのかな。でも触ってあの時、私は特殊な領域でこのやっぱりきっと何か秘密があるんだ。何が起きたのかはわからないけど、とにかく剣の力が他の氷の七天神像を見つけたらまた試し。
See, that's an interesting way to reinforce its power, right? Because I mean, you have to be careful. Then, obviously, there's only so many ascensions you can do, like just total for a weapon. So if you want to, let's see, where's the other one? Here we go. If you want to manage this. Do I need to... Oh. Wait, seriously? Oh, okay, thank God. I don't need to actually be, cool. Thank God, thank God. Okay. I was gonna say, do I actually have to be Cryo Traveler? Or is it literally just any Cryo? Wait, are they talking about us or somebody else? But yeah, the cool thing, I'm actually a little curious if this effect is going to stay on them forever now. It'd be cool if it did. It's a nice effect. Wait, wasn't there a statue of the Seven over here? Oh, there it is. Yeah, are they referring to us? Because like some of the shit they were saying makes it seem that maybe it's not. Okay. Yeah, but the interesting thing is that so there's three done so far. Did this one open up this? Oh no, here it is. Okay. There was the one over here too. Cool. So the good thing I explored a little this before. There we are. So yeah, it seems like we won't. I don't know if we'll. I don't know if we're gonna. I think there's like one more zone I haven't done. So like this would be the max. Yeah, see, there's just one more. So they knew there was going to be five total. There's one here, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So mostly done. They knew they had to do mostly, because otherwise they'd be giving us a sword that we couldn't really use, because the stats would just be too low to use it. Whereas with one more ascension, it's pretty decent. Because then its max attack will be 600, which is a pretty decent one. Pretty decent stat. And then with the bonus effects alone, and just being a crit rate weapon. Oh, these are on The Witcher. Oh, yes, simply reflected to nothing there.
休みしたいわ。
ついてきて。そろそろお茶会でも開こうかしら。みんな空いているといいのだけれど。
Okay, we're not gonna do that at the moment. Oh, that's interesting. Because he's in my party, I guess I have to talk to him. That's cool. Oh, no recipes. Ah, damn. Ooh, honey, that's new. I'm gonna make sure I pop in every day or every week just to make sure I stock up. I have enough to make all this. Oh, that's the yeah.
いや、何か用かい？はいはい。ちょっと待っててくれ。
But why did we think to come here? Like, why here specifically? You know? I can't remember him telling us. Like, so we just saved the people in that location, and then we came back, and then we're looking for him. But like, why would we think to come here? Because it was, hey, go back to the main city, right? It's like, okay, that makes sense, right? We go back to Sinezgrad, and then we have the sword vibrate, and then it's like, oh, and by the way, now go to this part of the city you've literally never been to ever, and look for him for some reason. It's like, what? Why would we think he's here? That's possible I missed it. You know, it's possible that I was too excited about the sword. Thinking about, oh, cool, where are the other statues of the Seven to unlock it? That they might have told me. There might have been a note saying, oh, I'm at this part of the city. You can get there by going to the spot you're aware of and then turning left and keeping going down.
いや、そうとも限らないな。スレトモロスクからクルースニク将、俺たちがスレトモロスクのエネルギー問題を解決したのは、これまでずっと町の人に渡ったのは今までせき止められてた分、使いたくてもしばらくは使い切れない。
Well, yeah, but like, sure, right? Obviously, once we solve this and we know, oh, the mayor's stockpiling it, sure, right? Now we have a big pile of crystal, right? and that place can't use it all. But like, that's only one city. You have multiple cities where presumably all of them are having this kind of issue, or they're all experiencing a crunch, right? And so like, while they might be fine and be able to get the minimum crystal they need, that's not going to really help everybody else. Unless, of course, you're like, oh, we have a huge stockpile of crystal, let's go distribute this to all the villages, because that's how big it is. That's how big a stockpile it is. Then sure, right, you might be fine for a month or so.
エネルギー価格はまだ上がるだろうが、急に金が今の証拠の相場なら、旦那、俺の分の
Oh, I see. That's what they mean. They say they got a surplus. So what a lot of them are going to do is that they're going to keep exactly what they need and sell any extra for money. I mean, yeah, but like as he said, actually no, I guess that will drop the price. He said the prices were going to go up, but obviously they can't go up if everyone's going to flood the market with crystal. Although it's, there's still a limit, because regardless of how much is in the market, there's still going to be, the desperate need for it, since the need is there. But then you're just going to get a bunch of like rich people who are going to buy it at that low price, and then wait for everyone to run out, and then sell it for a higher price.
ああ、売り上げだけじゃ足りないかもしれないから、ちょっと足して買える分だけ買う。いや、いい。あんたスネージナヤに来たばかりで生活費もかかるだろ。
ほら、モラは全部ここだ。さっさと市場を見てきな。
確かに。どれどれ。ん？
アリョーシャ、それからこんにちは。
あんたら知り合いだったんだな。狩りだけじゃなくて、街で劇場の清掃や道具運びとかのアルバイトもやってるから。大スター。何せこの寒さだ。獲物を探し回るより柔軟にやりくりした方がいい。
ええ、私、
スベトロレドフカの方は順調だったんじゃん。オデットは小道具でも調達しに来た。
いいえ、劇場に戻ってからもスベトロレドフカのことが。だから私にできることがないか来て確かめようと思ったのです。ええ、あなたもそうですのね。執行官様の前で自分の態度を表に出すのは賢明ではありませんが、知ることができなければ納得もできません。納得もしていないのにこのまま成り行きに任せるわけにはいきません。
Yeah, see, that's gonna be the tough thing, is that like she says that she can't go along with it because she doesn't know, and the Harbingers in theory should know, right? Like, it seems like the reason why they believe is because the Tsaritsa has told them all, or at least they're aware. I don't know. It's really hard to tell if they actually know specifically what's going to happen, right? If they know specifically what the Tsaritsa is planning, or if she's just left it vague as for the greater good. The greater good, It could be for the greater good, But I feel that the Harbingers wouldn't believe it so much if she just left it a vague platitude like that, right? So presumably she's told them exactly what she wants to do, and they think, you know what, that's a good idea. This will help us. Maybe one of the reasons why they had lived such a tough time, and that the cryo energy is so difficult here, is because maybe the heavenly principles have divided up the world, right? Maybe the reason why there are elemental countries is through manipulation by the heavenly principles. Maybe the heavenly principles laid down a law that made the energy of each element more predominant in certain regions of the zone, right, of the planet. And that's why, this place is full of ice, and Fontaine is full of water, and Natlan is full of volcanoes. It could be that the heavenly principles have done something just to make sure that element appears more readily in that zone. And so in defeating the heavenly principles, she's actually going to break that restriction so that the elements will flow in a more balanced fashion throughout the world. I.e., rather than one country of ice, all 7 elements will be equally present in this location. So that could be the reason why they are so screwed all the time, is just because there's too high a concentration of cryo here, and so there's nothing they can do about it, because that's the will of the world, as it were. So maybe that's the idea, where it's like, well, if we can do this and we can stop them, and we can break whatever machinations they have that have laid down the law like this, then this place will no longer be so cold, because it's no longer collecting the cryo energy of the entire planet and concentrating in this location. Now, because it's so far north, they might still be a colder country out of all of them, because it's simple. So that's just how the world works. But without the concentration of it from the entire planet, the temperatures will maybe drop, and they actually will see summers and stuff like that. So maybe that's the point. Right? So it's like, yeah, sure, you might be having a tough time and needing to ration crystal now, but in the future, we won't see winters ever. We won't ever see winters this harsh. You'll actually see springs instead of just perpetual frost.
ああ、今はそういう考えを持つ人も多い。手助けしようにもいろんな懸念がある。それでロコットみたいな組織ができたんだ。
Yeah, and again, of course people have reservations. You can tell people it's for the greater good. You can tell people this will help them in the future. But when they're suffering in the present, no one gives a shit, right? Morality is thrown out the window when your life is at stake. And that's just basically what's happening. It's just like, yeah, all these high-handed morals are all well and good. And it's like, yeah, sure, if you're not suffering, if you're not, at risk, sure, you might have the leeway to be like, you know what, I have the time to, I've satisfied my basic needs. I can try to, better the country. But when you're starving and freezing to death, you're not thinking, oh, how can I help the country, right?
ええ、一つの方法ではありますわね。
And obviously there are going to be some people who are going to be that patriotic, but again, people at their core are just going to be focused on themselves when their own lives are at risk. And that's basically what's happening. So it's like all these high-handed ideals don't really mean anything for the people who are suffering right now.
暴走しやすいし、暴走してからじゃ手がつけられなくなる。だろ。
サンドローネはオデットが淑女の称号を継ぐ最有力候補だ。でも今はまだ聞くのはやめておこう。
考え事ですか？きっとあなたも立場は行動を制限する理由にならないと考えていますわよね。私もそうですわ。だからロザリン様が他の国でしたことについては存じておりますわ。あなたの
Oh, that's surprising. I mean, she is Fatui, but I kind of thought that maybe they could have kept it vague, right? They could have kept it super. I mean, the fact that she didn't even know that we had killed Rosalind means that maybe the actual nitty gritty didn't actually get to her, right? So she might have not heard that. Well, because Rosalind might have never said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I went and attacked the Animal Archon and stole his gnosis." She might have just been she might have just come back and say, "Look, I've acquired the Animal Gnosis," and just left it at that, right? Similarly for Inazuma, the report could have just been Rosalind attempted to get the Electro Gnosis, but she was struck down by the Electro Archon. That could have just been it, right? So for her to say she's aware of what Rosalind was doing, is interesting because, like, you know, would she be aware? How detailed are other reports? Like, sure, she's still within the Fatui, so presumably she would be getting information that normal people wouldn't. But, like, she is also a harbinger, so, you know, it wouldn't be super crazy for the actual happenings of what she was doing to never really be revealed, right? It's just after the fact, yeah, she went here, did this. She went here, accomplished her mission, came back, you know. That could be all that they mentioned.
あなたたちは
So it's kind of weird. She's like, yeah, it's the right decision to get her. It's like, really? Like, I mean, to be fair, we didn't kill her. We won in a duel. It was Raiden who killed her.
ここで証拠を仕入れようと思う。
I am a little surprised at how accepting she is, right? Because regardless of how justified anyone ever is, no one really takes kindly to their friends being killed, right? Or people they know being killed. I always find it really annoying when you have, like, the aggressors of a situation, you know. You have an army invade, right? You have an army invade, and then in the defense force resisting, they kill some of the invading army. And then you get the invading army being like, oh my god, they killed this guy, fuck these people. And you're just like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you lose the right to be mad when you are the instigator of a situation. I'm sorry, like, you don't get to go in, cause shit, and then get mad when they retaliate. It's like, I'm sorry, but, like, you're the ones who instigated the situation. Like, yeah, you know, like, oh, your friend died? It's like, yeah, if they didn't kill him, he wouldn't be alive. Yeah, and if you didn't invade in the first place, he'd be alive too. You know, it's just like, I always hate that because it's like, it's just ducking their own responsibility. They're like, dude, you're the ones who invaded them. You're the ones who did something bad. You know? It's like, it's crazy, right? And that's just how, you know, that's how psychology is, right? It's like, yeah, you don't care about you don't care about reality, right? You're like, no, all you know is your friend died, they killed your friend, they are the bad guys, right? Just completely ignoring the fact that you are the bad guys. You were the bad guys who came in, tried to kill them, and in self-defense, they killed your friend, you know? And now you're blaming them for trying to defend themselves, you know? It's total dog shit, right? Like, logically. But obviously, we're not talking about logic, we're talking about emotion. And that's why what she says is weird, right? Because she's saying, yes, you were justified in doing so. Yeah, we totally were, right? The Fatui are going out being assholes in multiple countries, getting involved in their politics and fucking around, right? So it's like, yeah, of course, there's going to be, of course there's going to be, you know, issues with this, you know? And retaliation behind it. And regardless, it's just like, yeah, it's just a fuck around and find out type situation. Rosalind fucked around, and she found out. She's no one to blame but herself, right? But that's only from a logical perspective. It's like, yeah, she instigated the situation, they defended themselves, and she lost her life. And you could argue, and you can't even argue that, oh, well, it was over the top, right? It wasn't something like, well, she just came in and had she just came in and had a slight argument and then you killed her. It's like, well, yeah, that's a disproportionate response. It's like, no. She was going in there and trying to kill people. It's like, if you go in trying to kill, then, yeah, then being killed is a proportional response. So, it makes sense from an objective, logical standpoint, which is why it's weird that Odette, who supposedly knew her, and might have even been a mentor, might have been even a mentee to her, is this logical and dispassionate. Because, like, you know, even if they didn't get along, I believe, while they might have not overtly got along, I'm pretty sure they had a deep respect for each other, and so you would expect her to have more of an emotional response. Although, I mean, maybe she has already maybe she's already had her emotional response and she's dealt with it, and this is just how she rationalizes it. But it was surprising that she can say something like that, because most people lack the ability to be that objective and realize, actually, yeah, the Fatui are kind of being assholes all over the world. It's like, yeah, it's not surprising that some people will fight back.
確かにかなり痛い出費だ。
But also, why are we here, though?
ええ、
Like,
すべてくださいな。
wouldn't what we did
お手数です。
made the crystal in the location we were at abundant? Like, if the mayor was stockpiling it, wouldn't there just be a stockpile at that location? Or is the expectation that the people of that village have exported their crystal here to resell in Snezergrad? Which, of course, is kind of dumb. It's like, if you're going to resell it, you should resell it to other small villages rather than Snezergrad. Because Snezergrad is where it all ships from. The prices are going to be the lowest here. They'll either be the lowest here or at wherever it's actually being mined. But even then, at the mining place of crystal, it might not even be sellable there, right? It could just be like, no, this is a state resource. We do not allow the selling of it at location. All of it has to go to Snezergrad first, before then it can be sold after being processed, something like that. But even still, even in such a situation, it would still be the cheapest in Snezergrad. So if you really wanted to make a profit, you'd sell it at the places where in the other small villages.
ええ、申請の種類は任務経費で。それから、説明欄には、緊急の救援であったことを明記してください。それでは、この列車をお願いします。厳冬計画の期間中に、クルース肉将校を輸送する場合、これで問題ありま
Is
せん。
that our train or someone
列
else's?
車はファデュイが、
オデットがファデュイとして仕事をしてるのは初めて見たが、
それほどでもありません。ただ、
あんた一日中外を走り回ってたんだろ。パイモンの様子を見に戻ら。
パイモンとはどなたのことですか？
こいつの旅の仲間だ。スネージナヤに来たばっかり。
あなたにとって大切な方なのですよね。そんな中で。
どうせこの後用はないから、俺も様子を見に行こ
う。私もご一緒してよろしいかしら。ちょうどこの前、スベトロレドフカで。
よし。
Darn, I thought the Shadow Realm outfit was going to be an outfit like a new actual outfit. Because I was like, oh, actually, I like the appearance of it. I like the dark colors, the dark blues. I was hoping it'd be an actual proper outfit, but it seems like it's not. It seems like it's just for the Shadow Realm areas. So I'm like, oh, that's disappointing. I want it outside the Shadow Realm. But yeah, see the problem. Oh hey, the problem too. If she can be this dispassionate, could mean that she's gonna Oh, I see. God damn this. Yeah, this is exactly. So this is the. Let's see. I guess the second time that trying to do a. This is the second time so far where when trying to do the Archon quest, I've been sucked into another random quest, another random world quest. Now, I bitched and moaned yesterday or the day before when the same thing happened, where they took me to the mine where we helped Odette, right? And they're like, here you go, it's down this area. And I was like, okay, well, I walked along the path because I thought the path might lead to it. And then it started this cutscene. Not this cutscene, obviously, but it started a cutscene for another quest. And then I realized, oh, actually, this path wasn't the right way. I basically just had to have jumped off and fallen down into the pit to continue the story. But I didn't know that, obviously, because I just got to the area. So I tried to go down along the path thinking there'd be like some stairs or a ladder down. And now, but it was still, it's like they popped me out here. And it was still generally in the same direction, too. It was a path that pretty much was leading in the same direction. But it just the pit was just to my left. And now here we are. They pop us out right here and say, hey, go this way. And when you go that way, it instantly fucking triggers a cutscene. And yeah, like lots of people, well, yeah, I mean, I would say lots of people have been complaining about this, where it's just like, you know, I think maybe I've seen people use the Shrek meme, like, can you just stop forcing me into a cutscene for 5 minutes? You know, Shrek screaming that behind him. And it's just like, yeah. And as I said, I've always hated proximity-based quests because it basically forces you into something that you weren't ready for and maybe didn't want to do, right? I want to do the Archon quest. I don't want to do this at the moment. Now, maybe, it's not that I don't like these quests. It's not like I don't like the side quests. I like the side quests. I like the world building these quests provide, but I also like when I can choose to do them when I feel like, you know? Like, what's so fucking hard about just putting a fucking World Quest logo above their fucking head on the minimap and letting us go and interact with the NPC to trigger something, right? Is it so fucking hard for you to just stop putting proximity-based quest triggers and instead just make it NPC dialogue-based ones? You know? Yes, when you talk to this person, it starts this cutscene. You know? Put a quest marker above their fucking head and make us have to speak to the NPC for it to start. That way, people know. And if they accidentally talk to them anyway, it's like, dude, you were warned, there was a marker above their head. If you still chose to interact with them, then that's all your fault. But for these, I didn't see a quest marker. It was within like 20 or 30 feet of where they dumped me off after finishing another quest. It's like, why? Why? What is the point of doing this? Like, and if you want to do that, that's fine to a degree, right? But like, why is the second time you put a proximity-based quest trigger, right? A quest trigger that is based on the proximity to the NPCs. Why? This is the second time that you've put it in the path of where people would naturally go because of the quest, the Archon quest. The Archon quest naturally took me to that mine, and that NPC was right next to the objective. And now here we have it. We're dumped right 20 feet from this quest, and the objective is. And if you look at the objective, it takes us down this bridge. So it's just like, so you dump us right here. Like, you could have dumped us past this quest. You could have dumped us in the main city where this quest wasn't. Why would you dump us here so that we would trigger this quest while walking by it? Because this is the path to get back to the remainder of the quest. Because the idea is this. Hey, please pay the fuck attention and don't do shit like this, right? Please pay the fuck attention, and if you're going to have the story quest dump us somewhere, dump us out of the way of any other quests. So that if I'm coming down this location because I'm exploring, I'm just like, I feel like exploring. If I want to go and explore, I don't mind, a world quest popping up, That's fine. I was exploring anyway. I was looking for this type of stuff. But it's like, but if I just finished doing an Archon quest, chances are I'm going to continue the Archon quest, right? Unless the Archon quest is over, right? Unless it was like, okay, Archon quest is done, now do whatever the fuck you want. And then it just happens to be next to a quest trigger, sure, you know? But this was like, no, you finished one part of an Archon quest, you're obviously going to want to continue with the rest, with more of the Archon quest, but let's put a random world quest in the way. And the problem, and one of the reasons why I dislike that, right, is because so it's like the one in the mine. I started the one in the mine. I haven't continued it because I was focusing on the Archon quest, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I went and wandered around and did something else. So I haven't gone back to that. But the problem is now I've forgotten how it started, you know? Because I wasn't ready for it and I didn't want to continue doing it after I started it, I went and did something else. And now I've forgotten how it started. And it's going to be the exact same for this. I'm going to do this intro. It's going to end. And then I'm going to be like, okay, well, fuck off. I'm going to do what I want to do right from the start and go do the Archon quest. And so then by the time I look up this quest again, I'll be like, wait, shit, well, how did it start again? Like, what are we doing? And it's just like, is that a good experience to give to your players? No, it's not. It's not. It's just because, like, it's not a great experience. Either players now have to abandon the Archon quest, which they wanted to do, just so they can continue this, so that they don't forget too much of it, or after finishing the Archon quest, they have to remember this quest and come back to it. And remember, so it's just like, it's just like, you know. So yeah, that's why it's kind of annoying, and that's why these things are annoying. It's just because it's like there is, as I said many times before, there is no value in doing it like this. The only advantage to just proximity-based quest triggers in general is just how you can set a scene to be more immersive, right? Where you could have the discussion between the two of their two groups, you know, and we could hear what's going on, even though our player character might be like 20 feet away and realistically wouldn't have been able to overhear it. You can still have them have their discussion and us walk into the conversation in a more immersive way. Versus if we had to go talk to this kid, right, first, then it would be weird is if we go up and talk to this kid and then it starts a cutscene where the kid and the adults are talking and then we walk up and approach. Yeah, you know, it would be kind of weird. Now, I still prefer that to doing this, right? Because that's the thing, as I said, that's the only advantage, just a more immersive narrative feel. Whereas the disadvantages are, you know, pissing off your player base, who are now being sucked into a quest they didn't want to start and didn't even know existed, because you want a more immersive narrative feel. It's like, yeah, players don't fucking want that. That's why, despite people complaining about how immersion breaking having a little exclamation point over an NPC is to know that they have a quest for you, no one fucking stops doing that. People still do it. Because it is the best way to let people know that there is a quest there, so if they want to do it, they can go do it. But a big if they want to. Not, you know, most people don't want to play a game where it's like you wander into a town for the first time, and then as you pass random NPCs, it starts these cutscenes about all these quests because you're going to get overloaded, right? Most people just want to do one quest at a time. They're like, I'm on this quest series right now. When I finish with this, I might go back and do that, right? And like that's why I haven't gone back to the mining village, because I haven't decided to explore that area yet. So it's just like, maybe I'll do a request when I go back there, but who knows when that will be. Same for this. It's like, yeah, I'm going to try to do the Archon quest first, so who knows when I'm going to, you know, come back to Snezergrad and start trying to actually fully explore everything. Interesting. He said a Villa kid or a Via kid. So that means that maybe there are creatures like Paimon? Or are Villas just those fairies, and she just assumes that she's a fairy? I got that. Got the prototype Rancor again. Oh, I see. So I thought it was actually just gonna be us fighting, but yeah, I was thinking it was gonna be a different button, right? I was like, oh, it was the stomps those times. So maybe X. I was like, oh, this is a side swipe. Maybe it's gonna be square, because like maybe the stomp is a down attack, so down is X on the button, and this seems like a left side attack, so maybe square. But no, still X. I was like, oh, okay. This is what I find like weird, right? Because he's like, yeah, that's the same thing we said to the last guy, and we found him in the gambling dens. Dude, you're fucking talking to a little girl. What the fuck are you talking about? You're saying, so because you had an adult male debtor who ran off and has a gambling addiction, you're going to assume that literally everyone has a gambling addiction? Are you fucking kidding me? It's a little fucking girl. What makes you think she's going to... What makes you think she's even allowed into gambling dens, right? Like, you'd have to be fucking insane to think that. So it's super fucking weird. Now, okay. Oh, okay. So it wasn't her; it was the father then. So so what they were saying was, we can't give you any leeway because we literally saw your father there, uh, which I don't think they said. They just mentioned a guy, and I guess because they hadn't really explained that it was her father. All right. I see. So they took him away. So presumably they found him in the gambling dens again, which is like, okay. I don't know. I mean, if I was in a situation like this, I'd be just tempted to be like, oh, okay, well, you took my father away. So good. I'm going to fuck off now. My father made his own life shit. I'm not going to fucking waste my own life helping such scum, right? And I get it. Most people can't be that rational and dispassionate and be like, yeah. Because, like, dude, the father got into debt, and now you as the daughter are being threatened and forced to overwork to pay off. And even if you do you think your father's going to change? Fuck no. He's probably going to get right back into, again, another new debt, and you're going to be in the same situation again. I say that now that they have your father, who is the one responsible for all this bullshit, you should just leave. You should be like, you know what? I can make my own way. Because, like, and you might be like, well, no, like, I can't. She can't abandon him. How would she live by herself? It's like, she is living by herself. Like, what makes you think that the father's doing anything to help her? Like, she's obviously fucking over her life. So having her father just be captured means that the person who's actually who's in debt, they have. So she shouldn't be responsible for any of this shit. So she should just fuck off and be like, I'm out of here. You have my father. He's the one who owes you money. I'm not going to let his bad mistakes ruin my entire life. Oh, shit. So it's a grandmother. Okay, never mind. You're kind of fucked then. So I thought if it was just her, they could run away. She could run away. Because if she's able to make money here by herself, but no, if she has someone actually helping her, her grandmother, presumably the grandmother is the mother of the father, means that the grandmother's not going to abandon her son, most likely. Well, also, you're arguing about this, but it's like, so here's the question, right? If you pay off, your father has a gambling problem. Even in debt, he went to the gambling debts to try to solve his debt, which is like, this is a guy who, even if you resolved his debt completely, if it was like just today, you're like, here you go, debt's resolved. Do you think he's going to be like, oh, now I'm going to make responsible decisions? Fuck no. He's going to make the same stupid fucking decisions and gamble it all away, and then you'll be in the exact same position in a few weeks. So it's like, yeah, these guys are bad, but also the father who got himself in the situation and then continues to make it worse is also bad. Oh, that's interesting. That kind of sucks for them. Yeah, the Fae used to rule. I mean, the Fae used to rule this realm probably because they were the only ones who could live in this realm. Because we were told that, yeah, before the Kresnik torches appeared, and before they started using the crystal to heat up the place, the entire zone was the sub-zero and frigid temperatures. So the ones that drain, the temperature that instantly kills us, as well as the next highest. So it's like, yeah, I can understand why you would rule, is because you're the only ones who can actually live here properly. So now that humans can be here, but it is interesting though, because it's like, yeah, you've just kind of been replaced, and now kind of ignored. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say if they're being mistreated, because like, sure, humans might be held in a higher regard, but it also could be that like maybe they still aren't. Regardless, they still might not be mistreated, right? And as long as they're not being mistreated, that's fine, right? As long as they, as long as they're not being discriminated against, or, because like being held in a higher regard generally reeks of discrimination, but if they're not being discriminated against, and it's just that humans are held in higher regard, maybe more positions of power, then that is a precursor to a bad time, but it's not necessarily the case. It could just be like, yeah, they're the ones who get into positions of power, but we still don't discriminate. You still have all the same rights as humans as well. But yeah, so like that was a super long cutscene. And it's just like, yeah, because it popped us out here, right next to this bridge into the city. And look, this is where we need to go. This is the only path to get back there. Right? Like, we could have, like, actually, no, I don't even think so. That's above us. Yeah, that's the track above us. So it's not like we could go down this track to get to this station and then come up. No, this is the way to go. And they put a fucking quest smack dab in the middle of the fucking bridge that you can't avoid and do at your own leisure. You have to do it. And, like, I don't remember seeing anything on the mini-map. Maybe there was something, you know. But that's the other problem, is that if you don't have anything, if you're not tracking something, it doesn't appear on your map. Oh my god. Yeah, the Evigeny thingy. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I was gonna say, like, that sounds like it's a quest NPC. Oh, okay. It's this dude. So this is, oh my god, dude, are you fucking kidding me, man? You fucking, I didn't know this was here because I wasn't tracking the quest. Because again, I didn't want to do this fucking quest. It's like, dude, people, can you stop fucking with everybody? Again, it's like, hey, you want to continue the Archon quest? Boom. Here's a fucking quest smack dab in the path of where you want to go. Okay, you're done with that. You want to continue with the Archon quest? Guess what? The follow-up quest, also proximity-based, is along the fastest path to the quest as well. It's like, dude, you're basically forcing us to fucking teleport everywhere we go so we can avoid bullshit like this. It's like, I don't mind doing quests. I like doing these quests. I like the story from these quests. But when you force people to do something they weren't prepared and actively don't want to do, you're just going to piss them off. You're just going to piss them off, make them not want to pay attention to the quest, and you'll make them just want to, like, try to blast through the quest as quickly as possible so they can go do what they want to actually do. Just stop doing this bullshit. Would it be that fucking hard for you to just make these people fucking trigger the quest if I speak to them? Just have them be off in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, put a fucking marker over their head, and if I interact with them, then start the quest. Stop doing this bullshit. It's so fucking annoying. Every fucking time they do it, and they do it way too fucking often. And the problem, so for one, I've always complained about this. Every fucking time it happens, I always complain. I'm like, dude, you could have not done this. You know? The only time where you can kind of do a proximity-based quest trigger is in locations in the middle of nowhere. You know? In places where it's like, okay, the odds of you being there naturally, the odds of you just naturally wanting to explore this area are so low that putting a quest that just triggers when you get into a certain zone is fine, right? But no, we literally just got to this area. You know? So this is like in the first patch, this is when people are going to be exploring the most. So there is no kind of safe, out-of-the-way spot because everyone's going to be wandering around all over the place. But two, don't put it in fucking cities along paths. Like, dude, just stop it. Just don't fucking do that shit. Like, if any story quest, like basically, if there's a story quest within 200 yards, don't make it proximity-based. Flat out. Just, hell, I would even go so far to say, if there's a story quest in the region, in the Statue of the Seven reveals a map, if there is any story quest in that zone, then don't make any proximity-based quest in that entire zone. But especially for this, because it's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? So I try to go towards the Archon quest, boom, quest. Okay, well, I'll ignore this quest and continue this. Oh, by the way, because you didn't track this quest, you didn't know that the next continuation was along the path towards the Archon quest yet again. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? It's just like, come fucking on. Like, this is what's so fucking annoying. Because, could you have put this on the map? Yes, you could have put this on the map. You could have been like, here's all the quests you have. We're going to put every quest marker for these quests on the map at all times. You know? Oh yeah, you have all these quests? Because, like, my dailies have a marker on the map. Would it be that fucking hard to put all the side quests I have also on the map? You know? Because like if I had seen that there was a little circle down this path to indicate that they was going to start a quest, I would have been like, oh, okay, well I'm just going to go around then. I'll take the longer way around. This is me turning right at the soonest possible spot, but I could have continued down and turned right at the next street and gone to the Archon quest. So if I'd known that this was going to trigger another fucking quest, or I mean continue the quest I was just on, I would have not gone down this one. So again, this is why it really fucking sucks when you do shit like this. Because you're forcing people to do something they don't want to do. And it's just like, I'm sorry, like, what makes you think, like, what possible idea, what makes you think that's ever a good idea, right? You know? And again, it's the idea that you got to think about what your players are going to do, right? So you're naturally going to get a lot of foot traffic down these areas. Why? Well, because you place the Archon quest, you end an Archon quest here, you put the next Archon quest there. You have to imagine that. What they honestly should do is they should, when they're drawing up where they're putting a quest and stuff, they should be like, okay, let's put a pin in every single place where the Archon quest is. So here's the starting point and ending point of every single Archon quest, and then draw the path that you would take to do the Archon quest. So it's like, so they teleported us to the mine area, right? And then it's like, okay, well, then we have to go down into the mine and do some shit, right? They should put a path. And you should not put any sort of quest that triggers via proximity. Only quests that are triggered by interacting with an NPC can be within 200 feet of that path. Within 200 feet of every starting point and ending point, and along every single path the Archon quest is going to take, unless it takes you into an instance area where you don't have to worry about that shit. Within 200 feet, there should not be a single fucking proximity-based quest at all. There should not be anything that interrupts you while you're doing the Archon quest. And that's why so many people have been pissed off and complaining that not only are there a shitload of these, but they place them at literally the worst fucking spots they could do. They place them right next to where you already are going because of an Archon quest. It's just like, stop it. I wonder if we can get this bow. Is that the bow of this area? Okay, I mean, this one wasn't super long, but again, it's like, it's the principle of the thing. It's like, look, so I went down this path. I could have gone up and around this path, I think, and then popped up here. I could have bypassed this if I had known that but like, this is where they pop us out. This is where they fucking put a quest, and then they put the continuation quest right here. So if I'm trying to go from here to here, this is the path I'd have to take. I have to go up here, through here, then through here, and then maybe around and, or through here, whatever, right? But this is the path I would have to take. And they put 2 quests triggered by just getting fucking close to them right along that path. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, just stop it. No one fucking wants this. Like, and again, as I said, it's fine for if you're already exploring, right? If I'm like, hey, before I do the Archon quest, I want to explore the entire region, and I want to do all this stuff. I want to explore the entire region before I do anything. Then sure, right? You would have come across those quests. You might have even done them before working on the Archon quest. However, the problem is the Archon quest often, unlocks a bunch of shit. Like, I had to do the Archon quest with Odette to get the sword for the Traveler, right? So, like, that's the kind of thing you want to get as soon as possible. So, and most people do the Archon quest first. So, like, that's what's really annoying. Like, these people have to know that the way most people play their game is they do when the patch comes out, they do the story quest first. They have to understand that, yes, when a new patch reveals and there's an Archon quest to do, people will do that first. So just when you're designing your zone, don't do that. Just don't make proximity-based quests along the most obvious path between Archon quests. It's like, duh. And they have usually not done this before, right? They've done other annoying things, and I've been annoyed by proximity-based quests for other reasons. When I'm trying to do exploring in the world and a new event pops up and cuts me off in the middle of a fucking race or in the middle of me doing an exploration challenge, boom, I go through a zone which has a proximity-based quest. I've been going along, I remember in Nodgra, I was going along this little Kuvaki pathway, which has you pick up particles as you go along this path, and it happened to go through the location of a proximity-based event quest. And so it failed the challenge immediately, when it pulled me into the cutscene. And so it's like, great, awesome. Now I have to go back to the starting point to start this thing again, because you fucked me on this fucking bullshit quest that you didn't have to fucking do. So again, just stop. It's annoying. 9 times out of 10, it is just annoying. There are some times when it's not, when it's like something you're already kind of doing, right? Like the quest in the mine would have been fine if I didn't pick it up, right? So if I had managed to miss it the first time, if I had just immediately jumped into the pit without going along the path, then I would have probably seen the quest, the next time I go to the mine to do some exploration. And, I'm there for exploration. The quest pops up. Like, there's a quest to do? Sure, I'll do the quest. Because basically, at its best, it's not annoying. It's not good. It's just not annoying, not impactful. At its best, it's just not it's not bad. That's and you could argue, well, it's good because, yeah, you're out there exploring, and I do like the quest, But the problem is, it's just there are so many other instances and so many other situations where it's like, I wasn't really prepared for this. I wasn't really ready to do this. I was trying to do something else. I was just wandering around. I was in the middle of doing this other quest or doing this or that, and then being pulled into this quest with no warning isn't fun, So again, 9 times out of 10, it's like that, where it's like, this happening is annoying. This happening was something you weren't ready for, so you weren't prepared for, you didn't want to do, and now you're stuck in it, and you're stuck doing it. And it's just like, why? Like, just make it an NPC that you have to interact with. It's not fucking rocket science. It's just like, yes, stop doing it. Or if you want to have it in the middle of nowhere, that's also fine, right? Like, so I started the Hesperides quest. Actually, no, maybe technically I did start it when I got the letter or something. I can't remember how I got the letter, but either way, it was when I was traipsing through a mountain, right? On the mountainside of there. And that's when I came across a proximity-based quest where I met Icor, right? And it was like, okay, that's fine. Clearly I was there to explore. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's no way in hell I would just randomly be here trying to do something else. You're there purely just to explore, right? That's the only reason you would be here. That's why I was there. I was just exploring around, trying to, get chests and explore the map. So having a proximity-based quest pop up there is fine. And generally, those are the situations where it is fine. Where it's like, there is no logical reason for you to be there other than just to explore the map. And coming across new cool things while you're exploring is fun and nice. But when you put it in the fucking middle of cities, when you might not be there to explore the map, you might be there for some other objective, well, that's where you're not going to have fun. That's where you're going to be like, oh, actually, I was trying to get from point A to point B, and then you threw something in the middle of that and started me on doing something, and I was already in the midst of traveling to do something. So this is just, annoying. So, yeah, I don't know. I complain about it every single time. It is really fucking annoying. I think this was especially bad. Where, like, dude, are you kidding? Like, the Archon quest drops you off 20 feet away from a proximity-based quest that is positioned on the only bridge you can take to get to the next Archon quest. The only way for me to have avoided that was for me to have teleported away immediately. Be like, oh, the Archon quest is over there. Okay, I'm going to teleport to there. That's the only way. But, like, yes, hindsight is 2020. How would I have known that there was going to be a quest there? Like, there's just, like, no way I could have possibly known that. So it's just like, wow. Like, and it's like, it's so fucking stupid too, because, like, and it's only because they popped us out on that side of the bridge. If they popped us out automatically on the other side, it would have been fine. Now, you could argue that, well, there was a teleport on that side, so you could argue that, well, if we were on the other side of the bridge, we might have seen a teleport close by and ran back to try to get it and triggered it. That's another annoying thing where it's like, you put something there like that, which even if they had put us on the other side, we might have gone back to unlock it, so that we had it unlocked. We could teleport there at a later time. So again, it's just like so many. It feels like they don't really discuss. Like, it feels like the people making the quests don't discuss this shit with each other. And, like, I really kind of wish they kept a map of, like, all quest locations and stuff. All quest triggers and all quest points on a map. So it's like, here's this Nesnaya map. Here's all the quest starters, and, like, here's where all the quests start. Here's where all the quests end. So they could see if there's any overlap. Where they could be like, oh, okay, here's where all the Archon quests are. Here's where all the world quests are. Here's all the quests and their locations, so that they can just overlay them together and see, okay, well, where are there some points of convergence? Hey, wait a minute, doesn't this Archon quest end really close to the start point of this one? Yeah, maybe let's move the start point of this one, or maybe let's change the location where the Archon quest ends, so that you don't accidentally walk into this, right? Yeah. And again, only happening because they have proximity-based quests. If it was, you had to talk to Marfa. If we had to talk to Marfa first and then the cutscene triggered, it would have been fine, because we could have walked across the bridge and not caused an issue. Just put a fucking little quest marker above her head, problem solved. They've done that before, where it's like you see the little world quest exclamation point over NPCs or on the minimap and on the map. So it's like, they could just do that. Problem solved. Like, that's how easy it is to do. They're going out of their way to make it annoying. They are going out of their way to design it in an annoying way when they could just make everything triggered by dialogue. You have to interact with an NPC to start every single quest. I would much rather have that than what they're currently doing. Even if the cutscenes don't make as much sense the way they start, Obviously, you could just change how they start. Also, like if you're gonna have every quest now be triggered by talking to an NPC, you could also change the opening cutscene so that it would make sense for that. But either way, even if they just kept it the exact same, even the cutscenes the exact same way, much rather still do that, because then it's still my choice when it ends, when I do quests, and I don't get sidelined by this shit. Because like, yeah, I was gonna do the Archon quest, but then basically like the last 30 minutes have been just stuck in this other quest, and I don't want to rush through it because it sounds like an interesting quest. So that's why I don't want to rush, but simultaneously, I don't want to do it now. I wanted to do the Archon quest, so thanks for fucking wasting my time doing something I didn't want to do when I want to do the Archon quest. So it's like, yeah, it is frustrating. And I mean, yeah, lots of people are complaining about this. It's just like, it's not fun. No one likes to be forced to do something they don't want to do. Just no one. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it, but thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.